They told him it was just age. Slower blood flow, lower energy, normal after 60, the doctor said with a shrug. But 3 months later, he was rushed to the ER with what looked like a heart attack. Turns out it wasn't his heart. It was blocked blood vessels. Somewhere else. Somewhere no one had warned him about. No one told him that poor circulation doesn't just affect your legs or your heart. It can quietly take away your intimacy, your confidence, and the connection with the person you love. Hi, I'm Dr. James. For over 30 years, I've helped thousands of men over 60 reclaim their vitality, their confidence, and their ability to feel close again. And there's one thing I can say with certainty. Age is not the real problem. The real issue is what no one is talking about, and how simple it can be to turn it around. Most people only think of baking soda as something for cleaning or baking, but when you use it the right way, the way I'm about to show you, it can help support blood flow, improve vascular flexibility, and boost nitric oxide levels, a key player in circulation and energy. And yes, something that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now could be part of what helps you feel younger, more energized, and more connected in your relationship. Don't worry, I'm not going to throw complex medical terms at you. I'll walk you through it clearly, why it works, how to use it safely, and what to avoid. Because doing it the wrong way can actually backfire, especially at our age. So stay with me. In just a moment, I'll show you the simple method that's been quietly helping men over 60 feel more alive again. If practical, life-changing health tips like this matter to you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell. I share straightforward advice to help you stay strong, connected, and in control of your health. And if you're finding this helpful so far, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me make this content better for you. I remember a man named Walter, 68 years old, retired, married for over 40 years. He didn't come to see me for his heart. He didn't mention intimacy either. He just said, "Doc, I don't feel like myself anymore." His hands were cold even in summer. He was falling asleep earlier each night. At first, he didn't say much more, but I could sense he was quietly carrying something deeper. Later, he admitted that intimacy had become rare, awkward, and emotionally difficult. He felt like he was slowly fading from the man he used to be. Walter's story is far more common than most people realize. As we age, our blood vessels stiffen. The arteries lose flexibility. Blood doesn't move as freely, and the smallest vessels, the ones that keep us warm, energized, and emotionally responsive, begin to close off, like old pipes. It doesn't happen all at once. It creeps in slowly, quietly draining your vitality until you just call it getting older. But it's not just age. It's poor circulation. And it doesn't just affect your body. It affects how you feel as a man, as a partner, as a human being. It can leave you frustrated, disconnected, and wondering if your best days are behind you. I've seen men doubt themselves, withdraw from affection, question their worth, not because they don't care, but because their body isn't responding the way it used to, and no one ever told them why. The good news? This decline isn't inevitable. There are real ways to support your circulation, restore flexibility to your vessels, and reignite that spark you thought was gone. And yes, one of the simplest tools to help may already be in your kitchen cabinet. Baking soda, but not the way you've seen it on the back of a box. In the next part, I'll show you exactly how to use it safely, why it works, and how this small step might just change the way you think about your body and your health forever. If you're still here and this message is resonating with you, go ahead and type 1 in the comments. It lets me know you're listening, you care about your health, and you're ready to take the next step. Now, let's move on to the second important insight, the real impact of poor circulation. I'll never forget the day Charles broke down in my office. He was 72, a proud man, always well-dressed, the kind of person who looked after his family, neighbors, and even the stray cat that wandered into his yard. But that day he seemed smaller, not in body, but in spirit. He leaned forward, lowered his voice, and said, "Doc, I don't feel like myself anymore." His tests looked good. His heart was steady, but I knew what was happening inside his body. Blood wasn't reaching the places it needed to. Not just his hands and feet, but the parts tied to his confidence, intimacy, and connection with his wife. Poor circulation was quietly affecting more than just his health. It was impacting how he saw himself. When blood flow slows, it's like the lights in your home start dimming, room by room. First, your energy fades. Then your sleep suffers. Then your ability to respond when intimacy matters can decline. And it's not just physical, it gets into your head. You start doubting yourself, feeling distant from the person lying right beside you. This slow decline can't be fixed with a quick pill or ignored hoping it goes away. It requires understanding what's really happening inside your body. Medically, it's about the health of your blood vessel lining, called the endothelium. When it's not working well, your body produces less nitric oxide, a natural chemical that helps vessels expand and blood flow freely. Without enough nitric oxide, the smallest vessels, the ones important for warmth, vitality, and yes, intimacy, are the first to suffer. What might start as mild tiredness or a softer response can be an early sign of bigger issues like vascular problems or other health concerns. The hardest part is many men don't realize this until it's already affecting their daily lives in ways they didn't expect. But here's the good news. The body can heal. Blood vessels can become more flexible again. Nitric oxide levels can improve naturally. And you don't have to rely on synthetic drugs that sometimes come with unwanted side effects. In fact, there's a simple, natural way to support this healing, with something you've probably had in your kitchen all your life. When I began sharing this approach with my older patients, many of them told me, "I didn't think I'd ever feel this good again." So now, let's talk about baking soda, used properly, and why it's more than just a home remedy. I remember Harold, a quiet 67-year-old retired math teacher who came to me after trying everything, supplements, prescriptions, even some embarrassing devices he'd bought late at night. "Nothing works," he said, shaking his head. "I feel like I'm chasing shadows." He was tired, not just physically, but mentally. Then I asked him a simple question. "Do you have baking soda in your kitchen?" He looked puzzled. "For cookies?" I smiled. "Yes, but not just for cookies." Most people think of baking soda as something to keep in the fridge or add to pancake batter, but few realize what it can do inside the body, especially for men facing the quiet effects of poor circulation, like low energy, confidence, and connection. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, isn't a miracle cure. It's a simple compound that, when used the right way, can help support better blood flow and oxygen delivery. Two things that really matter as we get older. Here's why it works. As we age, our bodies tend to become more acidic due to diet, stress, and changes in kidney function. As we age, acid buildup in the body can cause blood vessels to tighten and reduce oxygen flow. Two things you definitely don't want if circulation is already a challenge. Taking a small amount of baking soda mixed with water at the right time can help neutralize this excess acidity. It gently balances your body's pH, allowing blood to flow more freely. Better circulation often means more strength, more warmth, and improved responsiveness, even in areas you thought were beyond help. I've seen men like Harold start this simple routine under guidance and notice meaningful changes. More energy in the morning, less stiffness, and a renewed spark where there had been silence. Of course, baking soda isn't a cure-all and doesn't replace healthy habits. But for many, it's been the start of a genuine turnaround. When the body is supported properly, it can begin to respond, sometimes better than expected. That said, it's important to be honest. What works gently when done right can cause problems if rushed, guessed at, or misused. That's where things get tricky and potentially dangerous. Before you grab the box and start mixing, there's something very important you need to know. I'll guide you through how to use baking soda safely and what to avoid, so you don't accidentally make things worse while trying to get better. The risks of using baking soda incorrectly. I've seen both sides of baking soda use. It can help men regain vitality and confidence, but I've also seen it backfire when used carelessly. Take Dennis, for example. He was 70, active, still golfing twice a week. He read online about baking soda improving blood flow and thought, why not? So he started taking a teaspoon in the morning and another at night, thinking more would mean faster results. Within a week, he felt bloated, his blood pressure spiked, and he ended up in the ER with heart palpitations and confusion. His kidneys, already weakened by years of silent stress, couldn't handle the overload. Baking soda itself isn't dangerous, but treating it like a quick fix without understanding how it works can be risky. It's not like a vitamin. It's a powerful compound that affects your body's chemistry, especially your pH balance, fluid levels, and sodium intake. For older adults, especially those on blood pressure meds or with kidney concerns, this balance is fragile. At this age, the body is like a finely tuned instrument. Too much sodium, even from a natural source like baking soda, can disrupt heart rhythm, cause swelling, or dangerously raise blood pressure. I've had to explain this to well-meaning patients who just wanted to feel better but didn't realize the risks of guessing. How to use baking soda safely. The good news? These risks are completely avoidable if you use baking soda correctly. And correctly isn't just about using less. It means timing it right, staying hydrated, understanding your medications, and paying attention to your body's response. It means asking questions, not rushing results, and working with your body, not against it. I always remind my patients, just because something is natural doesn't mean it's safe in any amount. Water is natural, but drinking too much too fast can harm you. Baking soda can support real healing, but only when used with care, respect, and ideally under professional guidance. If you're still with me, I know you're not after shortcuts. You want something that works, helping you feel like yourself again without risking your health. So here's how I recommend using baking soda safely. For most generally healthy adults over 60, start with just 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda stirred into a full glass of water, taken on an empty stomach, ideally first thing in the morning. Not after a meal, not before bed. Definitely not multiple times a day, just once. That may sound small, but trust me, when it comes to your internal balance, small is smart. I remember Ray, a 74-year-old patient who struggled with afternoon energy crashes and circulation issues that made even short walks tiring. We began with this simple routine, 1/4 teaspoon in the morning with water on an empty stomach. Within 3 weeks, he told me, "Doc, I don't know what it is, but I feel clearer, steadier, and my hands aren't freezing anymore." Now here's something many people overlook: hydration. Baking soda works best when your body is well hydrated. That means drinking water throughout the day, not just when you feel thirsty. When your blood is properly hydrated, circulation improves, oxygen flows more easily, and all your organs, including those tied to intimacy, function better. So, don't just focus on the baking soda itself. Think of it as part of a bigger lifestyle shift, how you care for your body every day. And if you're taking medications, especially for blood pressure, heart, or kidney concerns, always check with your doctor first. This isn't about fear, it's about respect. Your body has carried you through decades of life. It deserves careful attention. Think about it like maintaining a classic car. You wouldn't start driving without a full checkup. Treat your health with the same care. Most men don't need miracles. They just need one small win to build hope. One positive change that says, "You're not done. You're not broken. You're still here." That's exactly what this simple daily habit can be, the start of something real. If this sounds promising, stick with me a little longer. In the final part, I'll share the story of a 76-year-old man who followed this exact method and added one small extra step that took his results to a whole new level. You'll want to hear what happened next. Conclusion. There's a man named Frank I often think about. He was 76, widowed, quiet, the kind of man who only spoke when he had something meaningful to say. He came to me after hearing about baking soda through a mutual friend. He wasn't looking for a miracle. He just wanted to feel more like himself again, more alive, more connected, maybe even open to new possibilities. We started him on the same routine I shared with you. A small dose of baking soda in the morning, careful hydration, and paying close attention to his body's signals. But Frank added one crucial thing that made all the difference: consistency. He didn't just take the mixture once and forget about it. He respected the process and gave his body time to respond. After a few weeks, the changes weren't dramatic, but they were steady. Warmer hands, deeper sleep, more presence in conversations. Then one day, with a small smile, he said, "I didn't think I'd ever feel this kind of closeness again, but I do." What I've shared with you might sound simple, but don't underestimate its power. We've talked about how poor circulation silently impacts millions of men over 60, draining energy, weakening intimacy, and making you wonder if your best years are behind you. We've explored how baking soda, when used the right way, can help restore your body's balance, improve blood flow, and bring life back to places that have felt numb or quiet for too long. And we've made it clear. This isn't about quick fixes. It's about supporting your body with care, patience, and respect. If you've felt tired, disconnected, or even a little hopeless about what seems to be slipping away, here's what I want you to know. It's not too late. Your body still has the ability to heal. It hasn't given up. It's just been waiting for you to listen. So maybe this small change is where you start. One glass, one habit, one quiet decision to take your health, your energy, and your confidence seriously. Not someday, but today. Because you're not done yet. You still matter, and there's more life left to feel.